I had to pay my dues. So if you are traveling on my side of town, yo, you better stay away when I come driving round. Cause if you're in my path and I can't hit the brakes, I'll just run you over and leave you in my way. I hate commuting to the city. I hate commuting to the city. I know you.
What up, everybody? That was I Hate Commuting to the City by HolyJoe Rock and Roll, available at holyjoe.bandcamp.com. You're seeing the album here, the I Hate Commuting to the City album. Of course, you can get all 6 of the HolyJoe Rock and Roll albums at holyjoe.bandcamp.com. Well, thank you for joining me today. This is live and unscripted. I wanted to talk about JUSSIE SMOLIETT, this black gay man who faked a hate crime in Chicago. And I haven't done any videos on this, but I have commented on plenty of videos of other people who were covering this story all along, basically stating over and over again, this is a hoax, this is a lie, this is fake news. I used to live in Chicago, and 20 years ago. And how the story was described, I knew was complete nonsense, bullshit. I want to give you some reasons why. First of all, 20 years ago, this could have happened, but not where this guy said it happened. It could have happened in a part of Chicago known as Bridgeport, which was like 33rd and State Street, just west of 33rd and State Street, between like 30th and 35th Street. It was just north of Kaminsky Park. It was right around the old Kaminsky Park, and it's just north of the new Kaminsky Park. That was a historically Italian-American neighborhood, which, as all the other neighborhoods in Chicago, all the other parishes were invaded, if you will, by blacks from the South, as documented by E. Michael Jones's book, Slaughter of Cities. This was the only community that refused to allow blacks to move into their neighborhood. And that was 20 years ago. And what could have happened, and what had happened while I was living there, late at night, some black guy randomly was walking through the neighborhood and don't know what he was doing, don't know why he was there, but he was beaten up by kids in the neighborhood, whatever. But Chicago is a liberal town. It's a Democrat town. It's a working class town for the most part. And you saw what happened in the election. Illinois went for Hillary. Chicago is blue. It's Democrat. And when I was there, I remember when I voted, I knew a lot of the neighborhood guys, because I was in college. They were just working class guys or whatever. I didn't know their names. I didn't hang out with them, but I'd seen them around, so I knew that they were from the neighborhood. They knew that I was from the neighborhood, and it was just, a respectful situation. Nobody was trying to do anything bad to me or anything. But when I went to vote, I remember when I went to vote, I'm a registered Republican, and they had all voted just coincidentally at around the same time, and I was the only person at the Republican desk getting the ballot, and it was like 6 of them, and they were all just staring at me, giving me the evil eye. This is what was it? Probably 1990. Probably 1990 or 1990, whatever the elections were there then. They were just staring at me because I was the only. I mean, everybody was Democrat. Everybody was a Democrat, and for someone to say this is MAGA country, like, Chicago was never MAGA country. Now, certainly there are plenty of conservatives throughout the city, but it's like not something that somebody would say. Nobody would say that. It just didn't ring true. But the point of this video is that there is so little racism in the United States that this loser had to actually make it up. That's the point of this whole event. This loser had to actually make it up, right? And that's really sad. Let me just pop out the chat window. Pop out chat, bam. Okay. Hey, welcome, welcome. Somebody from Massachusetts? Western Mass, in Monachine. Hey, man. Welcome, you guys. Get back to JUSSIE SMOLIETT. What effing loser. Yeah, almost all of these so-called hate crimes over the last, certainly since Trump became president, have all been hoaxes. The attacks on the Jewish synagogues were all perpetrated by either Jews or blacks who were Democrats or libtards. There is, for the most part, for whether it's good or bad, people just don't give a fuck. And it's in a way it's bad, because in the old days, you know, if somebody was bad, it was sort of an unspoken, I don't know what you want to call it, but you know, cops would maybe take things into their own hands, right? Cops would go and kick somebody's ass, especially if they were not, they didn't receive justice. Or there would be vigilante groups that would kick somebody's ass for not being, you know, right? But so far I haven't seen any apologies from anybody. Now I did hear, what is that guy's name? A couple people said that if this guy is lying, that he should suffer the fullest extent of the law. And here's some tweets. President Trump said, "What about MAGA and the tens of millions of people you insulted with your racist and dangerous comments? Hashtag MAGA." Exactly. That's the thing. You know, there was, what was it? The Nation of Islam in California came out. Also, they came out saying that this guy should be punished if it's proven that this guy is a liar. And it's proven that he's a liar, right? He hired two Nigerian brothers to put the hoax together. I just saw a videotape of these two brothers buying some stuff at a convenience store just before the fake attack was perpetrated. And there's the Guardian's reporting that JUSSIE SMOLIETT staged the attack because he was unhappy with salary. Give me a break, man. So here's the thing. Do you still believe victims? Do you still want to always believe the victims? I say hell no, because all of these victims have been fake, phony, and frauds. Now, Chicago has always been a place full of racism, but you know, that knife cuts both ways. I can tell you that living on the South Side, I never heard of, except for that one case where there was a black guy who went into this white neighborhood and he was beaten up. Now I had several black friends in college, and one guy came to my apartment during the day, and my landlord mentioned to me like the next day, he said, because he knew I might be looking for a roommate, he just basically said, you know, we have certain standards in this neighborhood. That's all he said. But I knew what he was talking about. But this guy he was not considering being my roommate. He would just stop by to check out my apartment. But he said to me, the black guy said to me, you know, I would love to be your roommate. I would love to live here, but I know the rules of this neighborhood. Now, he was from Chicago. So I'm not from Chicago. I just was there for university. So, you know, that was kind of interesting to me that this guy knew the rules and he was willing to abide by the rules. He liked the neighborhood, but he knew he couldn't live there. That was 20 years ago. I don't know if things have changed. My understanding is that a lot of Chinese have moved into the neighborhood. So, but I know that even when I was there, they were trying to integrate the neighborhood. They would, like, some white, usually a Jew, would buy a building, some white person would buy a house, and then in the middle of the night they'd move a black family in there. And then, you know, within a couple of weeks, the house would get burnt down. And it was just like, it's sad, but it's true. But is there any place where whites can live? Can they just live by themselves? I mean, I'm not saying that they have to live by themselves, but it's just bizarre that you would try to force this on people. But I want to give you another example. That song, I Hate Commuting to the City, was written after I was the victim of racism because a black cop arrested me after I crashed my car. And that's where I Hate Commuting to the City is from. It's all about that incident. I was driving on the Ike, which is like it's the I-90 or whatever the hell it was. I forget, I-94. It connects Chicago with, I don't know, some suburb, whatever. The road was slippery. I lost control of the car. The car crashed. And cop pulls up. You know, I'm all busted up, man. My knees hit the dashboard. My back is hurting. And the cop runs my license plate, my driver's license, and turns out that there was a arrest warrant for me because I owed $75 for a speeding ticket, which I didn't pay about 6 months earlier. $75, okay? So this motherfucker arrested my ass, handcuffed me behind my back. My back is killing me, man. And took me to lockup. Yeah, took me to fucking lockup, right? And I'm saying, what's the deal? He said, I don't know, there's a warrant for your arrest. I said, what warrant for my arrest? Like, he wouldn't tell me, right? Until they locked me up. I didn't get booked or anything like that. They didn't take fingerprints and all that shit, but they held me in this drunk tank with like 8 other guys. And finally he says, yeah, you owe $75. You have the money. You have to pay it before we can release you, bond you. You can't bond out. You got to pay the fine. I'm like, I had like $6 on me, or maybe I had nothing. I forget. Basically, long story short is I had to call somebody from work, and they borrowed some money from another coworker, came down to the station, and released me. Now this black guy, he was a black cop named Jackson. His last name was Johnson or Jackson. And excuse my language, but this motherfucker had the gall to say, when I paid the $75, I'm happy to be rid of you, I'm happy to be rid of you. He didn't say mother effer, but he said, I'm happy to be rid of you, sir. I don't even know if he said sir. And I'm thinking, like, whose fault is it? Why did you arrest me, man? It's $75. Speeding ticket. My back is killing me, man. So, I mean, that's racist. Would you call that racism? I mean, a black cop arresting a white guy for a $75 fine, and my back is busted up, my car's busted up. They wound up towing my car. It was totaled by the original body shop, and then whatever, some loser body shop on, I don't know, somewhere in some shit neighborhood in the south side, further south, or west Chicago. Like, put it back together. Did such a shitty job, but it took like a year of more operations to fix that damn car. But it actually lasted. It lasted for 10 years. That was a 1990 Nissan Sentra. And that was a badass car back then. 4-speed. I think I got over 150,000 miles on it before the transmission went out. Got a new rebuilt transmission, and then that lasted for another, like, 2 years. And then I finally actually donated to charity at 10 years old. When it was 10 years old, and bought a new car. But anyhow, that is really the crux of the matter, is that there is so little racism. People just generally don't care. They want to be left alone. They want to be left alone. They want to not be told how to think or how to look, whatever. If you want to date a black guy, that's your business. Or if you want to date a black woman, that's your business. Like, nobody really cares, right? Nobody is racist against you. Nobody, there's so many companies that are dying to hire black people because of these government quotas and these affirmative action programs, right? They're dying to hire qualified African Americans. And, I can't find the racism part of it. And certainly this guy being a black homosexual. It's just a loser. When you're a sodomite like this guy, you obviously reject the natural order of things. So of course you're gonna lie. I mean, of course you're gonna lie, right? And what does this do to real victims? Right? What does it do to real victims in the future? They're just simply not going to be believed, because this keeps happening, right? This keeps happening over and over again, where there is no crime, there is no racism, there is no hate, at least coming from conservatives towards libtards. I mean, I feel sorry for these people. They're lost. They're damned. But BBC's reporting that Smollett, the U.S. actor, staged attack over salary. Give me a break. Give me a break. Man. Here's somebody from Jason Johnson. I don't know who this is. Dr. Jason Johnson, supposedly. If Jussie Smollett can be so vigorously prosecuted for wasting police resources on a fake hate crime, can we go back to that conversation about charging BBQ Becky, Pool Patrol Patty, for wasting police resources when they call cops on black folks? I don't know what that's about, but whatever. I didn't read any of this. It's live and unscripted. Whatever. Justin Smollett, who's best known as Jussie. Did I spell his name right? That's what it was spelled. Jussie. What a... Who calls themselves Jussie? Okay, so here's something. Just 2 hours ago, his bail was set at $100,000 after hoax. So he was arrested. This sodomite was arrested, and judge set his bail at $100,000. So I'm sure he has the money. And faces a felony charge of disorderly conduct for allegedly filing a false report claiming 2 men attacked him. Yeah. Good luck, man. Good luck. Hopefully he goes to jail for this. I mean, have to make an example out of people who make fake reports, right? Because think about it. There were so many people riled up on the left, talking about violence, talking about committing violence, right? That this was ginning up people, when it was a total lie. It's a total lie. And that's really the sad thing about this. So anyhow, without further ado, I guess we should get back into I hate commuting to the city, people. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Play about, I don't know, 30 seconds of this song. It's at the 1 minute 53 mark, right after the chorus. I hate commuting to the city. I'll let it roll for about, I don't know, 30 seconds. Yeah, Al Sharpton. That's who I was thinking of. Al Sharpton was calling him out. Somebody, Otuan 12 Superman. Yeah, Al Sharpton was calling him out. So even Al Sharpton, the fraud that he is, said that this guy should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law if he is if he's found guilty. And you know, obviously, all the evidence, man. O-Town Orlando. Okay, O-Town Orlando. Okay, Big O. What's up? Welcome. So listen, if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Also hit that thumbs up if you like this content, if you want some more. And remember to always make it happen for the captain. Don't believe this bullshit, because you're the captain.
You may be wondering why I'm so mad. Just because my car is totaled, should I stop feeling glad? Let me tell you, maggots, just how I ought to feel when my car wouldn't stop and the tires began to squeal. I couldn't control the beast, and my life flashed before my eyes, and the fear in my body no one could disguise. The car went berserk, and it hit a barricade, and it crashed and it crushed, and then there were all those flames. I had to get out, to save my own flesh. And the next thing you know, cop says I'm under arrest. He wouldn't even listen when I tried to protest. The mistake with my license was all a huge mess. He took me to lockup, where I served a little time for a mistake that I tell you, yo, it wasn't even mine. I finally saw a judge, and he set the record straight. But after going through this fiasco, wouldn't you feel irate? I hate commuting to the city. I hate commuting to the city. He wouldn't even listen when I...
Thanks everyone for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button, thumb it up, and remember to always make it happen for the captain.